Welcome, everyone, to the Med Spa Accelerator Podcast, brought to you by Cassie Clinical Consulting and Everable Marketing, the go-to resource to learn the latest hacks and the best practices for marketing and growing a profitable medical aesthetics practice. I'm your host, Luis Trevino, and I'm joined today with our co-host, Cassie Craig. Welcome, everyone, to the 23rd episode of the Med Spa Accelerator Podcast. I'm Luis Trevino, and I'm joined here with our co-host today, Cassie Craig. Say hi, Cassie.
Hey.
Well, thank you so much for being with us today, everyone. Today, we want to talk a little bit more about video. In some of our previous episodes, we talked about why video is important. And I know some of the questions that I've kind of come across in talking to potential clients and some of my other clients as well is when should we, what type of video should we create? And then when should we actually pay for high quality production? Should we not even do high quality production? Should we just do like iPhone video or the iPhone video, right? Or should we, just always do high production, right? And so we wanted to kind of bring some clarity to this. And so today, that's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, because we've talked a lot about like how to shoot videos yourself. But I think it needs to be balanced with the idea that produced videos are outdated is I think, people are mistaken. People think that they can do all the video with their iPhone. And in some cases, some consumers need to see that you're willing to spend the money. Because especially we're a high-end, luxurious kind of business. So if everything that we do is selfie or like handy cam style at the spa, then it begins to look like we're cheap. And that's definitely not what some consumers want. Now on Facebook, because we talk a lot about Facebook, I found that like really authentic, genuine kind of real videos that have mistakes and poor lighting or the camera's off cue, skewed a little bit. Sometimes those actually produce better because it gains the trust from the audience. Like, oh, look, this isn't a commercial, but I'm looking at, I want to watch it. Yeah. But like Google, I actually used the same ad on Google landing pages for about the first 6 months and couldn't figure out why Google wasn't producing anything. And now that we have put a produced video on Google, now I see my Google numbers just as good as my Facebook numbers were in the beginning. So that's kind of, I'd say like, that's kind of easy to feel, right? Like,
so I would say general rule of thumb for me in going about this and when I'm talking to people is it's all about context, guys. And that's all what Cassie is saying, like context. And so think about the platform and what people are doing on that platform, right? So the reason why authentic videos really work on Facebook and social media, Instagram, stuff like that, is because of the fact that people are on there and they're on there to have fun. They're on there to see photos and videos of their friends and family or people that they, obviously follow and stuff like that, right? But a lot of authenticity. And so think about the medium, think about where you're at.
Shopping.
Yeah, they're not shopping.
You're trying to catch somebody who's actually not shopping for your product. So the best way to do it is kind of like, around the back door, like look at this really cool video of this really cool procedure. And they decide that they're interested while like you're triggering that while they watch the video. On Google, they've already been triggered. They're looking for the specific service and they're looking for who's the best at it. So
exactly. They're looking to see who's the best, who's nearest. They're looking to see who can get them the result that they're looking for. And that's why, and so that actually leads me to, on the flip side, right? So we talked about social media. You probably are going to be okay with having some like iPhone videos, some selfie videos on there, but on your website where people are spending more time, like, obviously they're coming from Google, then you want to have more of the high production videos on there. Again, going back to context, the website is like your business card, right? You want your website to really represent the quality of the service that you provide. Much more of like, that's because that's what they're there. You want your website to be high quality. You want it to look and to make sure that you attract the person that you really want to look after. Because I have clients telling me all the time, like, oh yeah, like I want to attract like a high quality client. And I'm like, okay, well, if you want to attract quality, you need to be quality yourself. You know what I mean? Like, and then not just that, sometimes people have like a really good looking spa or location, but their online presence is horrible, So that first impression that they have, unfortunately is not portraying them the way it should be. And again, it's going to go back to branding. It's going to go back to design and video.
Yeah. And I think well, on say your website, you want your client to know a little bit of everything that you do. So having a produced video that shows a little bit of everything that you do makes more sense than, say, when you get into a cool sculpting section and you have maybe a cool sculpting like produced commercial. It's okay to have these case studies of different people treating and showing them from the treatment to their testimonial, their before and after pictures or whatever. It's okay to have the produced stuff backed up with examples that you just shot live day by day. Yeah. But I think there needs to be a balance of that. I for a long time, it took me, I guess, about a year before I paid for the production because it's expensive. And it really helped me in some areas that were lacking, though our Facebook ads were tremendous. We had like areas like Google and website conversions that were, still had room to grow. Yeah. I think that if I had started with the production company rather than the live Facebook ads and all of that I wouldn't have gotten the boost. Like the way that I got rich quick, or the way that I had success really quick, was by filming everything and putting myself out there and kind of being different in that way. Because everybody was at the time paying production companies. Then everybody flipped because now Instagram's so big. So everybody's doing these live, iPhone videos, and everybody stopped doing production. Well, then I did a little production and it was also different than my competitors. And I started, getting some stuff from that. So I think it's a balance thing. How much do people spend on videography? I know how much I've spent, and it's a wide range. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. We make it affordable for you guys, by the way. Everable makes it affordable for you. So keep that in mind. But people pay thousands. Yes. And so it's big. And I mean, because you are going to see the return on investment on that. And I think really it goes back to imaging. And I mean, going back to what you were saying, like there's still like, you first did the iPhone videos and the more authentic videos. And then you kind of switched to doing the high production stuff. And that still worked for you, even when we actually ran ads on Facebook using your high production stuff. But there was there were some tricks that we actually used to make sure that we got the best,
That's the other thing,
And so there's always those little things that we can kind of manipulate.
I have talked to a lot of people, and so putting a live video or putting a produced video on your Facebook page and sharing it with your audience doesn't work for anything. It's about attaching it to the right ad and putting that in front of the right audience. And none of that do I understand. That's where you come in.
Well, that brings up another point where we talk about having your videos be in line with your marketing strategy, right? Like what is it that you're going to be promoting? And if you guys go back and listen to the last 2 episodes that I did with Maripilio, we talked about social media. We talked about planning the month or planning the quarter and figuring out, okay, well, and setting themes for the month, right? Setting themes for that specific quarter. So, making sure that whatever you're planning on the marketing side, you're creating videos that are in line with already what you're doing, because that's going to give you more of an impact, especially if you're combining video with everything else you're already doing on social media and, whatever else you're doing, if you're running an in-house promotion and stuff like that. So super important too, kind of for you guys to, take advantage of.
Yeah. Staying on task is hard. Especially cause you might have like a lull in the day where you can shoot a video. And so it's just like, grab your phone and start shooting on whoever needs whatever treatment on your staff but I think that we've wasted a lot of effort at times with our marketing team working on one project, and then we're videoing laser hair removal. If we're working on cool sculpting and getting the next clients for cool sculpting, then while we're shooting laser hair, it not only is split between our marketing, so there's a misalignment there, but it's also, it means that like the staff needs to be in touch with the whole picture as well.
For sure. Well, and
that means they're talking about the promotion that's going on.
There's still ways to salvage that. I would say, like, I think, I mean, if you have an awesome patient that's in there and she's getting treated and she's okay with being on video, because sometimes that's a rare occasion, or he. And so if you can get it on video, get it on video, but it doesn't mean you have to publish it right then and there. You can just publish it later, you know, when you're actually,
Well,
when you're more
yeah,
in
I was
line
about to
with
say videos forever anyway, so it can be published at any time and reutilized by marketing whenever. So video, I think any video is great because it's teaching the person behind on the other side of the lens how to be comfortable on video. So whatever they're comfortable doing, then video that. I have them video a lot of times during meetings. We just turn on video, not because we ever use it, but because we want the staff to know how to present in front of a camera. So it's all revivable because video just stays around. So no harm, no foul, but be in line with, or try to be thinking of different ways to video and promote whatever that promotable item is. If it's a Botox month, then what are different ways, different people that we can show getting Botox, different questions that come up. And we really have plenty of video content, or we're capable of finding it for any subject or any treatment or any service that we do.
Yeah. It's one search away, guys.
Yeah.
It's so literally simple as that. Well, let's talk a little bit about like the type of videos that somebody should do for high production. I think you initially said one that we call it our why video, which is basically the video that kind of showcases all this, like the practice as a whole, and showcases all of these services that the practice offers. And you're talking about like pretty much like your mission statement, like your why, like what is it that kind of sets you apart. So that's one video that I know for sure we like to do. And it's a lot of what's called B-roll in the industry. B-roll is just like shots, action shots of like the environment. It can be shots of the environment, shots of your staff, like doing treatments, and then pepper it in with like, you know, the owner or some of the staff members, some of the patients speaking on, you know, the quality of service, the results that you guys have gotten, like why you do what you do, why you love what you do, you know, all that stuff. So that's one video that I would say for sure you want to do some high production on that, because that's what's really gonna, when somebody first lands on your website, it should be a video that they see to get the right first impression of, you know, of your practice, right? So that was one. I know, I mean, we talk a lot about patient testimonials. So you definitely, I would say, I mean, if you can afford to get like some high quality production on those, you should definitely do those as well. We like to do those a lot because, you know, we want to make sure that we're building trust and credibility on the services that we're promoting. And we want our patients to speak well of us, right? We want our patients to, you know, and for other people to see that. So that's really, really big. And then on the third, for me on the third side, I would also say videos that are more specific towards this, you know, the selective service, right? So if you know, whether it's cool sculpting, fillers, injectables, if you have any other type of services for lasers, different things like that. And these are more like educational videos, but they're short, you know, they're not long. They just quickly go into like what it does, you know, what the results that it can get, and then inviting them to come in to get like a consultation, something like that. And those are like the three.
Well, I was going to ask because I know we've been kind of in the background working on objection handler videos. So for example, the husband objection comes up in consultation quite often with staff, with other people's staffs. I hear this all the time. We shot a video of a man who had really been against his wife spending the money on cool sculpting, but had allowed her to do it or whatever. That they had decided she was going to do it. And 3 months later, he came in and thanked us for talking him into it because he loved what it had done for his wife, not only physically, but just psychologically, like how much better off the whole household was. And so I think that this is also a neat thing, but I want to say that we kind of did it with a nice camera, but not in a produced kind of way. I think that this is one of those things that would do better in a produced way because you're hoping that the person who has the objection is seeing it. So at this point, they've already met you. So you want to show them that they're walking into luxury where no corners are cut kind of experience. And the way to do that would be to show them a really cool, highly produced video. So other objections would be like, why would somebody drive past a neighbor of theirs who has a cool sculpting machine to your spa? What's your value proposition? as far as location? And then what's your value proposition as far as cost? Is it that we give, the best quality service for the money, or we give a lower price? Some people choose that to be their value proposition, not me. But why would somebody think of spending the money with you, and why is it a better value than anyone else? And those are really, all the objections are always around those things. Location, sometimes time, like if you're a dual sculptor, you might want to, or if you have 3 or 4 machines, something like that might be better in a highly produced video. But I think the spouse one comes up a whole lot.
Yeah,
and it'd be nice to send a wife who said, you know what, let me go and talk to my husband home with a video that you could text her on her phone or something. So like, show him this. This is another husband who was hesitant in signing off on this.
For sure. That's good. That's good stuff, guys. Well, I think that kind of sums it up for us today. Cassie, I don't know if there was something else that you wanted to add to that. Yeah. Okay. So going back and just doing a quick recap, guys, when should you choose to just go for the iPhone type of shot, the selfie shot, or when should you go with high production? Again, I would say rule of thumb for me, the easiest way to think about it is just think about context. Where are people at and what are they doing? Simple is social media. Always, I would say the easiest thing for you to do is obviously do the iPhone stuff. Once you get the high production stuff, make sure that it's on your website. And then, obviously get it up on, it's not going to hurt getting it up on social media because you're going to have those type of people that want to see that type of stuff anyway. But for some people, and mix it up, right? And just see what happens. That's really all it is, right? And so a big part of it I was going to say was that, if you can't afford high quality production stuff, that's okay. Just do what Cassie did, right? Cassie did it for a year. It was just doing iPhone, quick, she had, I think you have a DL. So
getting ourselves
camera. So it doesn't even have to be an iPhone. It can just
but honestly, for what I paid for that camera, like companies like yours, Luis, do a free video production or it's included in some costs. So for what I paid for that camera, I could have had you on stat or on project for a month or 2. So maybe wait until you're going to shoot videos before you invest in that camera. I would say, the most I paid for a day of videography is, it's obscene. I paid $8,000 for that first set of videos. But did it make me that back in the first few months? Yeah. I wouldn't pay that much again. I've learned now I don't have to. So, that's my 2 cents on it.
For sure. So if you have questions about video, if you want to get video done, reach out to us. We can definitely help you with that. And if you have any questions about anything else, make sure to just comment on the video. Check us out on our free community on Facebook. Just go to Med Spa Accelerator and you'll be able to find us, request to join, and we'll accept you. Guys, I want to say this is an exclusive group. Like, we don't let anybody else in that's not a med spa owner. So if you're a med spa owner, go on there, join the free community because we're sharing exclusive content. We have people just like you that are going through, the daily challenges of running and growing a profitable med spa. And if you can, leave us a review on iTunes. Check us out on Spotify, every other podcasting platform. Thank you so much. And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.